Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new materials coming out. IG Elephant Man _ podcast. Facebook / podcast. YouTube, hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the bottom right. Twitter / Poster Boys. And also, if you can, join the new channel, the Grow Culture. Growth, health, and collective sustainability is what we're trying to do. We're going to be teaching people about growing fresh fruits and vegetables and different things like that. It's kind of dark. I'm like better late than never. Blessings to everybody that's coming in. Blessings to everybody that is tuning in on the replay. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Missed last week, y'all. I apologize. I literally fell asleep on the couch. Sometimes your body need to get some rest. And I'm like, yo, I missed my 6 o'clock weekly bill last Sunday. I'm guilty. I'm sorry. Charge it to my head and not to my heart. I'm under the weather a little bit today, but I said I wanted to at least come on today and talk about a few things. Very, very interesting. Blessings to everybody that's coming in. I was on the Shonda channel yesterday where we was just praying for the community and different things like that, man. It's a lot going on. And some of you guys might not understand or know what's going on as far as with the TCA thing, man. It's very, very interesting. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know what TCA stands for. Thoughts, Camera, Action. It's a Hebrew brother over in the UK. And he went away for a minute and then he came back. And so a lot of folks thought like, yo, his channel must be hijacked because he doesn't operate, he doesn't move like this, you know. And so like make a long story short, make a short story short, it really was him. It really was his channel, but he started making hit pieces and exposed pieces. I don't know if you've been to his channel. I don't know if this is promoting his channel or not, but you know, TCA is known always for having controversial topics, foundations of religion, Divine Nine, the year return, 1619 to 2024. Then he got all these hit pieces. Watchman Report, they know throughout our community. 7-Day Adventist exposed, Jesse Lee Peterson exposed, Nathan and the IC exposed. He just got a lot exposed. He just, you know, African diaspora, hypocrisy, Geno Jennings exposed. I mean, if you look at it in churchianity, he got a lot of them. But one thing that really stood out and very interesting to me was EshonBurgundy exposed. That one kind of threw me off. And so his claim was that brother Eshon Burgundy, he just from Philly. Shout out to Eshon, really just relocated to Africa, was a Mason and a devil worshiper and all kind of stuff because of the hand gestures and the hand signs that he put in his video. And so it was like, wow. So then Eshon came back with a video saying, yo, man, that's not me, right? I'm not on that. I'm getting a kind of a glare on my thing, but I need to be able to just read. I'm just getting this nighttime over here almost. So he's like, yo, that's not me. I'm not on that. I'm not a Mason. I'm not a devil worshiper or anything like that. And so TCA was constantly like, yo, I think that he's trying to double down and stuff like that. So he came out with this video, and I'm going to show this video, part of it. But in the name of the video from EshonBurgundy channel is like, the devil exposes me. I had to repent. My response to Thoughts, Camera, Action. And it's very, very interesting. But before I show that, also, too, shout out to Teo Ministries. He had just shot a video not too long ago. What's going on with TCA? TCA comes on the platform, and they just like, yo, man, why are you saying this, that, and the other about this person, that person? And, you know, and to Shonda's point, you do supposed to expose the works of darkness. But in the same time, you got to understand, you got to be able to pray for people, be able to meet people where they at. You can't falsely accuse people, right? Sometimes we get sometimes we can falsely accuse somebody or assume what their place that they might not be at. And so that's a very, very good thing that she mentioned, and it was really a blessing yesterday. But I'm gonna play the EshonBurgundy video, and even after he put that on there, brother still came on, was like, "Nah, man, he trying to hide something. He really won, and this, that, and other." And it's like, man, like it was from a different spirit for real. So let's see what's going on. Cam 4 from Baltimore. What's going on, brother? You love Yah, but was it true? But was it true about Eshon? Well, we're gonna play Eshon's video in a second. So Ninja Firewolf, yeah, that was tiring me out today. Yeah, that was tiring me out. Yeah, man, that was crazy, man, and wouldn't let them get a word in on the channel. Game recognized game with somebody, and some of you guys not even know who we're talking about, and I'll put you up to speed later. Ernest Higgs in the building. Shalom, blessings to you. Calvin Andrews, shalom, shalom, family, blessings to you. Blessings to everybody who's coming in. But you love Yah, Shalama Yah Sarah, Shalama. But I think that is very, very interesting, man. I think it's very, very interesting. But I'm gonna play this video from him, and I personally see a lot of times we say, well, I don't think that he's dealing with devil worship and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't think that he's, you just a fan and you just know, but it say, oh, Serum, blessings to you. All right. But the Bible does say you shall know them by their fruit. You know what I mean? And we can catch somebody in the middle of the story and say think that's the end of the story. Take for instance Kepha. Take for instance Peter, right? Mashiach, he said, I gotta die, and in 3 days, then the temple gonna raise, it'd be 3 days, meaning like I'm gonna die, and he was Mashiach. I mean, he was telling Mashiach, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you, right? So he was like, yo, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Mashiach, like, get thee behind me, Satan. Basically, like, if I don't die, you don't live. So the whole thing happened, the crucifixion happened, and they wouldn't hide because what they did to Mashiach's body was unbearable, right? So they like, I don't want to have no affiliation with that. I don't want to get what he got. But he already told us what he was gonna get. So he's like, yo, I don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm out of here. So then, you know the story. Peter denied him and all that. But that wasn't the end. So you'll think that at that point, Peter denied him. That was just the end. Just write him off. Peter exposed. Come on with a Peter exposed video, right? He was one way, but now he's another way, right? Well, we know the ending of the story. That wasn't the ending of Peter's ministry. That was the beginning of Peter's ministry. So he got to be patient, long-suffering, and different things like that. So that wasn't the end, and that was the beginning. Paul, he going around persecuting folk, killing folk. Paul exposed. Nah, he got what happened in Acts 9. Got knocked off the beast on the road to Damascus, blinded, and then all that work that he thought he was doing for the Mashiach, no, he ended up, the work that he thought he was doing for the Mashiach, he got recalibrated and ended up doing the real work for the Mashiach, right? So I say all that to say, man, if somebody tell you what they are, man, you gotta believe it. But I'm gonna show this video right here, man. It seemed it seemed like it was pretty genuine, whatever. But he came on the Teo show today, and very offensive and very defensive, and it was crazy, man. I was just like, couldn't get a word out and talking in circles, and I see where y'all going with this, and it was just weird, man. You know what I mean? And I can see how righteousness and self-righteousness can go down a bad tunnel, bad funnel. And my Bible does says knowledge puff up. I can see how it could take you down a wrong road, right? Like folk can judge folk, judge you, but then don't hold themselves to the same standard, And so it was real tripped out. But I'm glad Eshon had made this video. I'm gonna share it. It's very interesting, man. So Y'all let me know what y'all think after this. If you think he was a devil worshiper. It was called "The Devil Exposed Me," and I had to repent. Response: the thoughts, camera, actions. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it was 37 minutes, but I'm gonna play a part that was interesting.
I'm literally a family man. That don't fly in that industry. That industry, the way it works is, you know, they get you caught up. They set you up in a situation. First of all, they make you a star. Once they make you a star, now you got a taste of the fame. Then they say, okay, you want to be a superstar. You want to go to another level. You know, they'll give you some type of act to perform, some homosexual act, pedophilia, drinking blood, or any something wild. And they'll either photograph you in that, or if you don't decide, you know, they'll say do this and then you can have the riches, you can get, you know, higher in. Or, you know, if you don't want to do it, you know, maybe they'll just take a photo of you. If you're a man, they'll take a photo of you with naked men, or, you know, drinking blood or something like that. And this is something that they'll hold over your head and hold against you. So if you ever come to a place in your life and you don't want to promote their agenda no more, they'll hold these things over your head like, yo, we'll expose you. And so that's how that works. And you get riches, you get wealth, you get all types of brand deals and all of this stuff from being a part of that system. I'm not saying everybody that has these things are part of that system, but that's just how it works. People who are masonry, you know, masons and promote that, you see the fruit, rotten fruit, but you see it. So where's that in my life, man? Because they don't support the lifestyle I live. I love my wife. I've been with my wife for over 20 years. We've known each other. We've been married for 16 years. I've never cheated on my wife once, aside from in the mind when I watch porn. That by the grace of the Most High, I've been delivered from for several years, many years. But my lifestyle of a faithful husband, a loving father to his children, this don't match up with what they promote. I stay off the radar. I stay off the grid for a reason and on purpose. So if you're gonna make a declaration, if you're gonna try to prove something against me, like you really need to go in for the sake of your followers, because you're leading people astray. And if you follow this man and you're watching his channel and you're supporting him, you need to hold him accountable, because you don't get to just be in the shadows yourself and start pointing out everybody's error, everybody's issue, that you don't even know these people personally, yet you're sitting here accusing the brethren from the shadows. What's your name? Who? I'm out here. You know my wife's name, you know my children's name, you know, you can go read my Wikipedia. I'm out here. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm not, you know, holding secrets from people, living an alternate lifestyle. This is what you get. I am who I am. This is it. But it's these people that sit in the shadows and they accuse people. They living in a dark place, man, and they operating in a different spirit. I'm telling you 100%. So test the spirits, man. All right, so let me end this video. But let me say this. This is why I say I was exposed by the devil and I had to repent. Because when this happened, I immediately got angry. But the Most High had to check me. And I'm wondering, like, why? Yeah, why did I even do the video in that part? Why that part even was allowed to stay in so that we could be here today? Like, why is this even an issue? Like, why didn't I catch that at the time? Why didn't it click that this could be interpreted as evil? Let me blur this as well. And as I'm thinking about it, Yah revealed to me there's certain things that have been attached to me. Even though my desire is to serve Yah, live a righteous life and all of that, there's certain things that have been attached to me since I was young that I never rebuked, that I never repented for, that I never disassociated myself from or denounced. And I put up a video the other day about a guy, a pastor from Uganda, and he was giving a testimony. And in this testimony, he's talking about an interaction he had with the Most High or the Messiah. And the Messiah showed him, yo, so this guy thinks he's living a righteous life. He thinks he's doing everything right. The Most High is blessing the things that he's doing. There's miracles happening at his hand. There's, you know, he's planting churches. He's doing all of these things. And he thinks in his mind, he's holy and righteous. The Most High made it clear to him. You got to go watch the video. It's an amazing testimony. Everybody needs to hear it. But this guy, gets confronted when and the Messiah says, "Remember this day? Remember you were at this place. Remember what you did." And he immediately remembered and was back there mentally when he was at this place. He was in a cab. He was looking at a woman, and he was like taking this woman's clothes off in his mind and having all of these nasty, filthy thoughts about this woman. And he just went back to, just his ordinary day. This is what he does. He's like, "Oh, I sinned against you." And the Messiah is like, "No, you didn't sin. You live in sin. This is who you are." And it was just, and he also said that if I came to get my bride today, I wouldn't take you. So mind you, this man is doing all of these things, but in his heart, he still has wickedness. So he's doing these things, he's performing miracles, but his heart is still attached to wickedness. Yah is waking this man up, sending him, directing him, but he still has wickedness in his heart. And so you got to deal with that. And so that was his opportunity to deal with it. Scary, scary thing, man. But very sobering. And so for me, it's the same thing with this. Most High just showed me things that I didn't even realize. I'm thinking, I'm like, that's my youth. I did what I did, but I was young, I was naive, I didn't know any better, but I never repented for things. When I was 16, I got into a record deal with a guy. Me and my friend, we had a group called the Mad Teenagers, and we had a manager named Nikki. I was 16, and we signed a record deal with this guy, and I didn't know him, I didn't know nothing about him, didn't care. I was trying to get famous. That was my goal, to be famous, get some money, get my family out the hood. Whatever I got to do to be the best rapper and I'm going to do it. So my manager, she didn't really know how to read contracts. We didn't know the terms written in this contract. We don't know how to read these things. These things are to be interpreted by lawyers or people of the like, people that's experienced in contracts. But she did her best to figure it out. And she explained it to us, and we just signed. We didn't care. We just signed. We did a few sessions, a few recording sessions, but then nothing ever came of it. The guy just stopped coming around. Who was that? Who was this guy? Who did I just make a covenant with? As an adult, I recognize that was a covenant that I made. It was an agreement, it's a contract I signed. So now I'm in covenant with this man, and whatever he's on, I'm a part of it. But I'm 16. I don't know any better. Move on. I'm 17. No, what happened? Yeah, 17. I start dealing with the Nation of Gods and Earths. This guy come, showing me brotherly love. You want something to eat, this and that, this and that. I'm teaching the 120. Bet. You teaching me, you keep calling me, peace God, every time we on the phone. I'm like, peace, because I couldn't call him God. I'm thinking, man, I look at your life, I don't see God. This ain't something I want to be a part of. I go give him this thing back. That was a covenant that I ended. Fast forward 18, somebody that I kind of grew up with, I know since I was young, he in the streets, he doing things. I link up with him. He know I rap. He want to start a label. Me and him, start linking. Now I'm with this guy. He got work in the car. I'm just around in all type of compromising positions, but I'm just around. Then he gets an office. He gets a lawyer. He gets contracts printed up. We we in the studio. All of this stuff. He gives me the contract. I don't even read the contract. I read a little bit, but I don't know what I'm reading. I just sign it. Another covenant. Fast forward, the covenant that I got in with my pastor at the church when I was 19. This pastor was on something else, man. And I would see he was on something else, like he'd be lying and all. But I just kind of, brush it aside, like whatever, that's just how people are. He was helping me see the gospel and helping me see the Bible. He was helping me read it for the first time in my life. I would carry a Bible around, but I didn't know I didn't know how to read it. So he was helping me with this. So I just chalked it up like, man, I'm just, whatever. He could be on whatever. Another covenant. I'm a part of his church. I'm a youth minister. I'm preaching in his church. Another covenant. I'm 20. I'm working at a record store, Record Town in Cheltenham Mall. I'm in there, and this guy always comes. He in the street.
All right. So what was going on with that is he was just talking about when we have different covenants with pass. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share the link so you can watch the whole thing from the beginning. I can put that towards the end. But Eshon, basically in a nutshell, he said, "Yo, y'all see me? I'm out here. I'm not what you say I am. I'm not perfect, but I'm not all that you say I am because you seen me throw up a few hand signs in the video. And who's shooting fireworks? Who's shooting fireworks in the end of August? These folk cray out here. Anyway, Shalom, Stay on Fire Ministries. You know, blessings to you, Shalom. Blessings to you. Yeah, you love y'all. He was very familiar with the process, but that doesn't mean that he was a part of it. And I like this question, what he said right here. One thing I noticed this awakening since I was 20 years old, that our people was quick to judge and condemn someone. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I was even telling my son today, like, yo, man, y'all be waiting on us for 10 years, right? Keeping us, waiting on us for 10 years. We want the next man to get it in 10 minutes. And I think that that's very interesting. So we got to be patient with one another. I'm not saying we don't get with the works of darkness. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying be we gotta pray for one another, man. And I think that's very interesting, man. So he was basically saying, and I believed him, not because I'm a fan. I like the music and all of that, you know. Um, but I was like, man, he on there, he do transparency the podcast, yo. It's just like he transparent, this, that, and the other. So um, I. So then to come back and say, nah, that ain't true. He made it in that video. He was doing some other stuff with his hands. Like some people, like to the mention of what Teo was saying. Some of us we talk with our hands. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you're right. Uh, we not running, bro, through the mud. If y'all ever see me off for doing something, I'll pray for me as well. He definitely need prayer, whatever. But it just seemed like, man. I mean, it's just I don't know. And so when you hit a wasp nest and the wasp come out and sting you, you like, yo, I'm getting stung for righteousness' sake. I'm getting stung for the kingdom. No, you hit a wasp nest. And did the Most High tell you they're gonna hit that wasp nest? I'm not saying don't hit it out of being scared, but you hit the wasp nest in your own strength and might. And then when they come out, oh, I'm being persecuted for the kingdom. No, you not. You hit the wasp nest. No one told you to hit the wasp nest. And these are the, So again, we praying for him. We praying for Brother Eshon as well. We're praying for all, man. But that whole divisive and the division is crazy, man. But I'm gonna read this last thing. But I put that to link to that in the chat. Also too, yeah, I was looking in the chat. I was seeing Cam 4, we in our prayers too. I'm under the weather too. I'm feeling real bad, but I'm believing the Most High for my healing. So we praying for you and your son and all that, all those different things like that. Or you and your loved one. I don't know if it's your son, but it was saying something. They took him to urgent care and they found out he had strep throat as well as allergic reactions. He just won't be going to school. Yeah, we're gonna lift you up in prayer with that. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we have to let Yah be Yah. Sometimes as a people we have to let Yah be Yah. Expound on that a little bit. I feel you on that, but expound on it a little bit. Shalia, blessings to you. So it said if quicksand, if two people in quicksand, y'all gonna sink together. But if somebody's on a firm foundation, somebody got to be on firm foundation to pull somebody out of quicksand. Whether you get a stick, whether you get something to reach in there and get them, a rope, but you got to be on a firm foundation to pull them out. Pray. Just read your comment about us need to pray for TC. I agree. Okay, let me see what it say right here. Kevin Andrews, I just read your comment about we needed to pray for TC. I agree. I said the same thing on We Woke Now post concerning him. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we will pray for any one of you on here. Jason Canfor, Calvin Andrews, Ninja Firewood, Shalia Rochelle, You love y'all. Anybody else? Stay on Fire Ministries. I mean, everybody else is in the chat. Ernest Higgs, and everybody else that was in the chat. We definitely pray for one another. But I'm gonna present this. I'm gonna read this scripture right here. This Proverbs 6, and we're gonna get out of here because the lights is out and the mosquitoes is like bet. I see right where I'm getting my meal from is because of the lights is leading all the mosquitoes to me. Okay, Proverbs 6. 6 things do the Most High hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look. He resists the proud and give grace to the humble. A lying tongue. Hands that shed innocent blood. You know I was on that hand that shed innocent blood for a long time. Hand that shed innocent blood. And that's not just black on black crime in Chicago, South Side Chicago. And how they I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. A heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that, but it does include that. Feet, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that are swift to and running the mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that sow discord among the brother. So I think one of the main things is like, is the brother? I think that's what it is. So I'd be like, if you look at somebody as your enemy or a foe and not your brother, then I'm about to expose. What if y'all expose everything that you did before salvation and especially after salvation? You'll be through. You threw your joints in a newspaper. I want you to think of that one. And I'm not coming to the rescue. I'm not condoning the darkness, but I'm just saying, what if he did that to you? Made your joints go to the newspaper. Everybody in town, everybody on social media knew about it. You'll be through. You'll feel like you're through, right? I Most High covered you a lot of times in more ways than you think. So we're gonna be praying for one another. And let's see what he say right here. What he say? I remember early in my awakening, y'all asked me if I was trying to be him when I was dealing with someone. He told me to step back and let him be. Right. That's good. I got what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. Y'all need to do it. You know what? I always say this: one man plant, one man water, but Abba Yahuwah get an increase. We can't force the increase. Sometimes we get folk and be like, you should be here, you should do this, and you should say that. And, Abba Yah done downloaded everything about me, about you to me. No. It should be a confirmation what he already told me. He ain't gonna download your whole plan about me to you. You still unpacking what he downloaded to you about you. Let alone trying to unpack somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying he won't show you things about nobody, but that's presumptuous for real. So yeah, absolutely. So that mercy is definitely important. I'm sorry, I'm scratching and put my arm up. That mercy is definitely important, y'all. We need to have that mercy. Yep, we definitely need to have mercy. So man, and then I did see a little video once he hopped off. He did another video. So man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm just like, you do got to get more information, and then like, what is the purpose? Is it to expose the works of darkness and the sorcery and witchcraft? Da 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 da. What's the purpose of all these hit pieces and exposing? You know what I mean? And then when people say something, it's like, man, I'm being persecuted for righteousness' sake. Well, I hope that's the case. Anyway, continue to pray for them. Elephant Man Podcast Network. We're gonna be getting out of here. You know what? I'm starting this too, the 21-day time management challenge. You know what? We don't have enough. I be always saying we don't have enough time. We don't have enough hours in the day. So I'm gonna. Matter of fact, I already did start it, but I was under the weather, so it kind of messed up my thing. But I'm gonna share that with you, and I want you to go on that time management challenge with me. It's only 21 days. They say everything that you do for 21 days will become a habit. So I will be sending links to the paper that I got that I'm working on. 21-day time management challenge. And I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly on some of them things. But you will be able to get a lot more done. A lot. LA Cheetah, what's going on, bro? We are EC. You will be able to get a lot more done. A lot more done. Because you only get 24 hours. So I'm like, man, how is he doing all of that? And how is she doing all of that? It's just a lot of downtime. It's a lot of time in between. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, a 30-minute sitcom here, binge watching there. At the end of the day, it's getting you closer to your goal to binge watch. Now, it might be comfortable, and you might like it, and sometimes you do need a break, mental break, but we need to keep it moving. You know what I mean? We need to be learning a new skill. We need to self-improvement. We need to get in that word. We need to get closer to the Most High. It's a lot. So we can gain a lot of time back. This method that I have found very, very interesting, and I want you to join me on that. That's going to be cool. We're going to be seeing what's good. Yes, good deal. Send it out. Okay, we got somebody that's going to be with me on that, and I'm going to send that link out, and you'll be surprised how much time we have within the 24-hour period. Well, 24 hours, but sometimes it don't feel like it's enough. With some of you in school, some of you got work, some of you got, man, you got to go to this and that, and basketball games and cheerleading practice if you got kids and whatever it is, you know what I mean? But this will streamline your life, and it will put the most important things on the front, and it will trim off a lot of stuff that's not important. And all the little times you think you don't have time, you'll be able to accomplish a lot of many goals. It's amazing. So I'm working on it now, so I want to form a habit. Anything you do for 21 days to form a habit. But I'm gonna get on out of here. We're gonna be able to chat, chew it up the fat. I'm going to, matter of fact, talk about that as well. Also, if you're on Facebook, join the Grow Culture page, Growth, Health, and Collective Sustainability. We're gonna be learning about growing fresh fruits and vegetables. We will get into that as well. All right, shalom and shalom. Blessing to you all. Elephant Man Podcast Network. Grown Man Conversation, dealing with elephants in the room. I am out.
Perfect.